things because you'll rewrite it. If you're given cotangent of theta, you're going to say, oh, I know that that's equal to 1 over tangent of theta, so you'll rewrite it like that. So you're just taking and you're manipulating these things to be to your advantage. And we're going to practice this. I love this stuff. It's super fun. So get those down. Now once again, guys, really, I'm not just saying that. If you can do this stuff in your algebra, you have to be really good at your algebra skills. That's why we're practicing it. But that is the most reason people fail calculus, not calculus. Okay, does everybody have those down? Yeah, about? Okay. The next things to write down are these. These are where the most important ones come in, really. So you can change, if you have sine of theta divided by cosine of theta, in calculus you'd say, I know that's tangent theta, then you could integrate it really easily. You're not going to be integrating fractions. So you know you're going to go back and forth. Tangent of theta is equal to sine of theta over cosine theta. They can go back and forth. You can rewrite them because they're literally equal. They're just different forms of equal things. Then this is one other thing. Sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta is equal to 1. So write that down. So if you're given sine squared theta plus cosine theta, you could just write, I know that's 1. So you put a 1 instead of sine squared plus cosine squared of theta. Because 1's a lot simpler than that, right, everybody? So they're equal. So now that's all you got to know. That's all we're learning. Now we're just applying it, doing it. It's super fun. I love it. Okay, here we go. Are we ready? I'm excited. Yeah? Ding, ding. Can I click?
No, wait a second.
Oh, you would.
Okay, problem. Okay, so verify each identity. So everybody watch, okay? So watch how I go about doing this, okay? So we have sine of theta times secant theta times cotangent theta is equal to 1. So what we're doing is we're verifying this identity. How is all this messiness equal to 1? Or how we're trying to get both sides of the equation equal. So we're just proving that they are equal. This is just not very simplified. So let's manipulate the problem to our advantage. So everybody, what we have here is sine of theta. I'm going to leave sine of theta. I usually like sine and cosine pretty well. So I have sine of theta times secant theta, right? What's the same thing as secant theta? 1 over cosine theta. So instead of writing secant theta, I'm going to multiply by 1 over cosine theta. Does everybody understand that this is equal to that? And then we have cotangent of theta. What is cotangent equal to? 1 over tangent, right? So we have times by 1 over tangent of theta. Now we're going to say, okay, that's what we got so far. So let's keep simplifying. So really, don't we have sine of theta times cosine theta? Now there's not just one right way of doing this. Understand that. That's what's hard, is for me to check your answers. If you get the same thing on both sides of the equation, you know you've done it right. Okay, so there's 20 different ways I could go about this. So sine of theta over cosine theta. I'm going to write that. Sine of theta over cosine of theta. Isn't that what sine of theta times 1 over cosine of theta is? And then we're timesing by 1 over tangent of theta. And that's equal to 1. Now tell me. Now I could go about this 2 different ways. I could change the 1 over tangent of theta to be 1 over sine divided by cosine. But there's actually an easier way. That would be fine, because we'd end up simplifying it. But what's sine over cosine equal to? Tangent, isn't it? Tangent? So we know this is really tangent of theta times 1 over tangent of theta. When multiplying fractions, don't you multiply straight across? So this is really over 1, right? So don't we have a tangent of theta on top? Don't we have a tangent of theta on bottom? And that's equal to 1. Thus, 1 is equal to 1. You see how we've proved this? So it's just manipulating it, thinking about it. There's another way. I actually did this the harder way last time, but that's okay. I rewrote this as 1 over sine of theta instead of tangent theta. I wrote sine of theta cosine theta. Then I said dividing fractions is easy as pie. You flip the second fraction and multiply. Then I had cosine, sine cosine, and then I have sine cosine, so they divided out. Do you see what I'm saying? As long as your math comes out and you have both sides equal, you know you've done it right. Does that make sense, everybody? Want to do another one, maybe? Okay. So we're trying to prove that cosecant theta is equal to cotangent theta secant theta. So I'm trying to get this equal on both sides of the equation. So tell me what's cosecant theta equal to?
1 over sine theta.
Yep, 1 over sine of theta. Okay, sweet. And that's equal to, let's go with what's cotangent theta?
1 over tan theta.
1 over what? Tangent of theta. And then we're timesing by secant theta, which is 1 over cosine theta. Okay, that is true. So that's not equal yet. So this is pretty much this little, I mean, there's not much more we can do with 1 over sine theta besides bring it back to cosecant theta. So let's keep going. Isn't 1 over tangent of theta? Now we gotta be really good at math. We gotta be really good at algebra. Isn't this 1 over cosine theta divided by sine of theta? Right? No, it's sine over cosine, right? So I need to fix that or I'd be wrong. Sine over cosine. So this is sine theta over cosine of theta. And then we're timesing by 1 over cosine of theta. Okay, so we can do this 2 different ways. How I'm going to go about it is this. Well, there's 2 different ways. So I have 1 over sine of theta. It's equal to, when you divide fractions, it's easy as pie. You flip the second fraction and you multiply, right? Isn't this my second fraction? It was sine over cosine, right? Not 1 over sine. You get that, right? So I'm going to take the second fraction, I'm going to flip it and multiply it. So, really, isn't this the same thing as cosine theta over sine of theta? Everybody? 1 divided by, right? If I flipped it and multiplied, wouldn't 1 times cosine be on cosine on top? Sine on bottom. And then we're timesing by 1 over cosine of theta, right? Now look what happens. Cosine over cosine is? Right? 1 over 1. And then didn't we come out with 1 over sine of theta is equal to 1 over sine of theta? So you guys see what you're doing? You're just manipulating the problem. Do you think you're good? Do I need another? Well, actually, there's one more I have to do. This one. Ooh, maybe, okay. Yeah, I don't want to do too many more. I just want you to practice. But I wanted you to see one like this, okay? So we have sine of theta over cosecant theta. So we want it to be equal on both sides. So we really have sine of theta divided by, what's cosecant theta? 1 over sine, right? This one's an easy one. Oh, this is number 3 on the worksheet, isn't it? Okay, sweet. So I'll do a few off the worksheet with you. So we have sine of theta. Once again, guys, I need you to participate because I want to play a game with this tomorrow. And if none of us can do it, we can't play a fun game. So we have sine of theta divided by 1 over sine of theta, and that better equal sine squared. Oh, come on. Just a second. Freaking out. Okay, continuing. So we have sine of theta divided by 1 over sine of theta. That's got to equal sine squared theta. Well, that does equal sine squared theta. Dividing fractions is easy as pie. You flip the second fraction and you multiply, right? So don't we take this and multiply? You guys see it? You sure? So I can just say sine squared theta is definitely equal to sine squared theta. They're equal on both sides. We've proved it. Okay. Next one, number 6. How does secant theta over cotangent theta equal secant of theta? Let's fix it. Once again, guys, this is really going to help you with calculus and whatever, lots of things. So cosecant theta is what? So we have 1 over sine theta divided by cotangent, which is 1 over tangent of theta, right? This one's going to take some simplification. We're going to have to use our brains, which is equal to secant, which is really 1 over cosine of theta, right? So let's think about it. Dividing fractions is easy as pie. You flip the second fraction and you multiply. So when we have a tangent of theta on top, divided by sine of theta. Guys, if you don't want to learn this and we don't play the game tomorrow, we don't have to learn this. But I thought that we can't just sit around for 2 weeks, people. So we have tangent of theta divided by sine of theta is equal to 1 over cosine of theta. So tangent of theta is sine over cosine, right? Sine of theta divided by cosine of theta. And then that's divided by sine of theta. And that's equal to 1 over cosine of theta. We're getting there. So now we say dividing fractions is easy as pie. Be careful though, this is the fraction on top, right? This is over 1. So you flip the second and multiply. So I need to extend the page down. So So we flip the second and multiply. So when we have a 1 on school, we have sine of theta divided by cosine of theta, and then what we be multiplying by 1 over sine of theta. And that's equal to 1 over cosine of theta. So then we know that those signs divide out. Don't we have 1 over cosine is equal to 1 over cosine? Okay. So you proved it. That's what, like, we could have gone about it differently. Did you get the same thing on both sides? The answer is 1 over cosine theta. Once you get the same thing on both sides of the equation, you've proved it. Like, it's equal. Right? They weren't equal in the beginning. Now we've shown that they truly are equal. So that's what's hard. For me to check it, you gotta just check yourself. Did you get to this equals this without breaking any math rules and just saying, oh yeah, they do equal each other, it looks like. Because if you do that, you'll get it wrong in calculus. You'll get it wrong, you know what I mean? Okay, sweet. That's all I'm going to do with you. So, no, I don't need to do this one. Do you want to just do it by yourself? Try it by yourself right now, and then I can go through it. Try number 8. Okay, last one, and then you should be set. You'll see everything you could possibly see. So we know tangent theta is sine of theta divided by cosine theta, yeah? Then cotangent of theta is actually... Oh, there's a plus sign in between those, isn't there? Yeah. That's why this one's harder. Okay, so that's why I'm going to fix this. So it's actually tangent of theta plus. Okay, so that, and then we have another time sign, then it's easy. So we have plus, cotangent is 1 over, so really cotangent is 1 over sine over cosine, which isn't that cosine over sine. Flip the second and multiply, guys, right? So we have plus cosine theta divided by sine theta. And that's equal to secant theta, which is 1 over cosine, right? Times 1 over sine of theta. Isn't that correct? Okay, this is a beautiful problem. Just wait for it. It's actually not too hard. So we go through it. To be able to add these, don't we need a common denominator? So this would be, okay, so this one needs sine of theta and sine of theta, right? Wouldn't the common denominator be cosine theta, sine theta? Do you guys get what I'm doing? Getting a common denominator. So over here, don't we need to multiply by cosine theta over cosine theta? So on top, what do we have? Sine squared theta, right? Over sine cosine theta. Then we have plus cosine squared theta over sine theta cosine theta. And we want to know if that equals 1 over cosine theta sine theta, right? Isn't that multiplied? So now we can put these together, can't we? Common denominator. So we really have sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta all over sine theta cosine theta. How many of you saw problems like this on the stage? 1? I know more of you did, but you probably didn't know this. Yeah, good. Because it was an honors topic. So we have this, sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta divided by sine cosine theta. That better be equal to 1 over cosine theta sine theta. Now here's the thing, guys. Sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta is equal to 1, right? Isn't that one of the things I gave you? So isn't this 1 over that is equal to 1 over that? You see it? 1 over sine theta cosine theta. So now we know we proved it is equal to 1 over cosine theta sine theta. Right? You guys see it? Okay, ready to do the problems. Go. Go.